This moment did not drift into existence by chance. It was not formed by coincidence, timing, or human decision. This moment was spoken into being long before you were aware of it. It is a precise decree, issued with intention, formed with care, and sustained by purpose. My precious one, pause here and understand this truth now. Everything aligns. Not because life is easy. Not because the path has been smooth. But because even the unseen movements, those hidden beneath sorrow, confusion, and waiting, have been guided with unwavering precision. Nothing about your journey has been overlooked. I have seen you when the weight became heavy. I have seen the nights when you carried grief silently, steady on the outside while storms raged within. I have seen the strength you summoned when there seemed to be none left to give. I have seen your endurance, your restraint, your perseverance through hardship that few understood. And now I speak to you plainly. Release the deep sadness you have been carrying. Not because it was foolish, not because it was unnecessary, but because it no longer belongs in your hands. Release the worry you hold over your body, your needs, your hopes, your loved ones. Release the silent calculations, the anxious forecasting, the questions you revisit again and again hoping they will resolve themselves through effort alone. Every part of your journey, every breath, every step, every unseen burden, rests within my care. You were never meant to carry all of this by yourself. Withdraw now from hopelessness. Step back from the edge of despair. Let go of the belief that you must endure endlessly without relief. I bring stillness to your core. I bring peace to your spirit. Not a peace that ignores reality, not a quiet that shatters at the first pressure, but a calm that settles beneath the noise, steady and immovable. Allow these words to sink deeper than your thoughts. Let them move past your surface emotions and reach the place where fear has quietly taken root. Listen carefully. I bring the answers you have been seeking. Not always all at once. Not always in the form you expect. But always in the way that will sustain you. I shield you. I guard you. I am not distant from your struggle, nor unaware of your vulnerability. I am the origin of life itself, the source from which all breath flows, the foundation beneath everything that exists. As you walk the path before you, I remain beside you. As you seek wisdom, I offer understanding. As you reach for meaning, I draw near. Your trust is not unnoticed. Your quiet faith has weight. Your persistence has value. Let me now show you the serenity I offer. This is not the world's fragile calm, the kind that dissolves when circumstances shift, the kind that depends on control, success, or certainty. This peace endures. It is rooted in my nature. It is drawn from the deepest source of tranquility itself. It does not weaken with pressure. It does not vanish when storms rise. My promise of peace is not symbolic. It is not empty reassurance or hopeful language. It is a declaration. A powerful, final declaration spoken over your life. I encompass all existence. My words shaped form from nothing. What you see and what you cannot see exists because I sustained it, and the comfort I give reaches further than human assurance. It moves beyond surface encouragement, beyond emotion, beyond temporary relief. It reaches into the place where anxiety first formed, where despair whispered illusions, where fear quietly rehearsed its arguments. I clear every dim thought, every troubling question that spirals without rest, every paralyzing fear that has stolen your joy and interrupted your peace. My comfort is not passive. It is active. It restores what came undone. It repairs what was broken. It reunites what was fractured. It revives what you believed was lost forever. When obstacles rise and pressures threaten to overwhelm you, my peace becomes your anchor. It steadies you when uncertainty surrounds. It grounds your steps when forces attempt to sway your path. It holds you upright when your strength begins to fail. This tranquility cannot be fully grasped by the mind alone. It surpasses logic. It exceeds calculation. Yet you will feel it. You will find quiet in chaos, contentment in sorrow, hope when hope seems absent. Not because circumstances suddenly change, but because my peace does not depend on circumstances. It flows from my unchanging presence. I do not alter. My love for you does not fluctuate. My commitment to your wholeness does not weaken. Therefore, the peace I give remains secure, even when everything else feels unstable. Understand this deeply. When I comfort you, I do not dismiss your pain. I do not overlook your tears. I do not minimize your struggle. I saw every tear you allowed to fall. I know every restless night. I am aware of every responsibility that weighed heavily on your heart. I understand the grief you have carried in silence. And still I stood with you. You were never alone in your hardest moments. Even when you felt unseen. Even when you felt unheard. Even when you wondered if I had withdrawn. I never left. Even when you could not sense my presence, I was guiding hidden currents. Shaping events beyond your sight. Preparing outcomes you could not yet imagine. My comfort comes in many forms. Sometimes it is a quiet nudge, an unexplainable assurance reminding you that you are held. Sometimes it is sudden clarity in the midst of confusion. Sometimes it is the unexpected presence of someone who stays when others leave. And sometimes it is simply a deep knowing within your spirit. I am close, and all is proceeding according to my design. This assurance changes how you see everything. What once looked like an unmovable wall becomes a gateway. What felt like failure becomes preparation. What seemed like rejection becomes redirection toward something greater than you envisioned. My peace stands guard over your inner world, your thoughts, your emotions, your identity. It protects you from voices that attempt to fill your mind with fear and doubt. It exposes false narratives before they can take root. It keeps you anchored in truth when deception seeks entry. And when weariness presses in, when your energy feels depleted, my peace renews you. It reignites hope. It reminds you that this difficult season is not permanent. It assures you that clearer days are ahead. As you accept my calm, you become a bearer of it. Your steadiness becomes a refuge for others. Your testimony becomes a quiet strength for those who are struggling. This is my desire for you today, my beloved. That you experience peace in its fullness. That you understand how deeply it reeks. That you rest with certainty knowing I govern all, and peace will prevail. My beloved, understand this clearly. You do not need perfect circumstances to possess peace. You do not need certainty about tomorrow to stand firmly today. Wholeness does not arise from what surrounds you. It flows from who walks with you. I remain constant. While the world shifts beneath your feet, while opinions change, systems fail, and plans unravel, I do not move. I govern all things. This truth is not meant to make you feel small or powerless. It is meant to lift the weight you were never meant to carry. Nothing in your life unfolds outside my awareness. No moment slips past my attention. No detail is too insignificant, no burden too great. I command every event that touches your existence. Nothing occurs without my knowing. Nothing moves beyond my direction. This does not strip you of choice. It frees you from fear. For the one who governs all does not rule with indifference. I rule with boundless love for you. When life feels chaotic, when events collide without explanation, when you wonder who truly holds authority in this world, remember this. I remain seated on the throne. No circumstance surprises me. No crisis catches me unprepared. No weight overwhelms my strength. I exercise dominion over the rhythms of nature, over seasons and storms, over powers and authorities seen and unseen. I govern the rise and fall of nations, the movement of resources, the unfolding of economies and the turning of history. I hold authority over health and illness, over life and its final breath. Your past, your present, your future, all remain within my reach. I knew you before your first breath. I saw you before your beginning. Each day of your life was formed with intention, woven with wisdom far beyond what you can yet perceive. Nothing you encounter is random. Some circumstances I bring, others I allow. Both serve a purpose in your becoming. Not all events are good. Pain exists. Evil causes harm. I do not celebrate these things. I do not create suffering for pleasure. Yet even what is meant to wound you, even what arises from opposition, I bend and reshape for your good. Nothing meant to destroy you will have the final word. Every force that stands against you must pass through my authority first. No harm reaches you unless I permit it, and when I permit a trial, I always provide a way through. Endurance, wisdom, deliverance. When difficult seasons arrive, a choice stands before you. You may trust my governance, and find rest in knowing I direct all things toward your good. Or you may attempt to control what was never placed in your hands, shouldering burdens that drain your strength and cloud your vision. I urge you now, loosen your grip. Release the need to manage every outcome. Stop forcing open doors I have closed. Let go of worries beyond your influence. These were never yours to carry. Submit to my oversight, not as surrender to defeat, but as alignment with peace. When you stop struggling against what you cannot change, you create space to receive what I am already arranging. Trust does not require full understanding. Even when your clarity falters, stand firm in what does not change. My goodness, my wisdom, my love. I can enter any situation at any moment and transform everything instantly. What feels impossible to you is effortless to me. What appears without solution holds countless answers within my knowing. I open paths where none appear to exist. I provide when resources are gone. I restore strength where weakness lingers. I repair what shattered. I recover what was surrendered. I turn grief into joy, emptiness into fullness, despair into radiant hope. Yet understand this, my timing does not always match yours. Sometimes I move quickly, and change unfolds before your eyes. Other times I work quietly, allowing inner strength to develop, teaching you to rely on me rather than outcomes. Sometimes I grant your requests exactly as you ask. Other times I answer differently, because I see the entire design, and I act for your highest good. The essential choice is always the same. Will you trust my authority? Whether I remove the obstacle, or give you strength to overcome it. Whether I calm the storm, or give you peace within it. My governance is your security. It is why you can rest at night. Why you can rise each morning with courage. Why fear does not get the final voice. No power can block what I have purposed for you. Your role is not to understand every detail, nor to manage every variable. Your role is to trust, to follow, to move forward with confidence. I guide every step. Do not allow resentment, bitterness, or rage to take root in your heart. These only weigh you down and blur your vision. Release those who have troubled you. Extend kindness even when it is undeserved. Continue forward without delay. Goodness is approaching. My attention rests fully on you. From this moment, I am your steady source of strength. Embrace my direction. Live wit. In my truth, I dwell within you, and extraordinary things will unfold. Now listen closely, my beloved. It is time to confront what has quietly wrapped itself around your mind and spirit. The weight you have carried was not meant to remain. The unease that followed you into still moments was never meant to rule you. Fear has been speaking, but fear is not your master. Anxiety has pressed in, but anxiety is not your identity. These forces entered subtly, disguising themselves as responsibility, preparation, and concern. Yet over time they tighten their grip, dulling joy, clouding clarity, and stealing your freedom. I am here now to remove those restraints. Understand this. Anxiety does not begin all at once. It grows when the mind lingers too long on imagined futures. A single concern appears, reasonable at first. But when you rehearse it repeatedly, when you give it space and attention, it multiplies. You begin to examine every possible outcome. You magnify problems before they exist. You borrow tomorrow's troubles and add them to today's weight. And in doing so, you sacrifice the peace I intended for you now. This was never my design. I did not create you to live braced for disaster. I did not form you to carry every future burden in advance. My grace is given daily, precisely measured for each moment you are meant